Hi, everybody. Before we start today's episode, we wanted to let you know, one, that we're together. But also that we are going to be hosting our very first live event together in person in New York City on Monday, October 30th at City Winery. It's going to be Gilmore to Say live. We're very excited because it's the day before Halloween. We're of course going to lean into the costume of it all by having a little costume party.
Yeah, we want you to come dressed as your favorite character. I already have my character picked out.
Yes, she does.
But it's going to be like a live podcast episode with things that we could only do with you guys there with us. We're going to have some fun, maybe play some games. I'm really excited.
I know.
I'm excited to see all of you.
Yeah, we're so excited. Tickets are on sale now. We're going to link it in our show notes so that you can buy your tickets. Yeah. We hope to see you there.
Yay!
Yay!
5, 6, 7, 8, 23.
Yay!
Woo.
Woohoo! I love it.
It's a party today.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
Well, good thing I'm 30.
Thank God. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Gilmore to Say with Tara and Haley. I'm Tara. This is Haley. Hi, Haley.
Hi, Tara. I have something to tell you. I texted you about this earlier.
You did. You said you had something to reveal to me, and I was like, oh, I love when this happens.
I love a little reveal. So we were talking in our last episode about how we're like fall girlies and like we're not Halloween girls when it comes to like decorating and like how we, kind of make our cozy space for the fall. Well, I went to Target yesterday.
And that is the place to turn you from a cozy to a Halloween girly.
I literally walked right in and I was like, okay, I'm a Halloween girl now because I want to show you what I got.
I got this. Please do.
I got this sign. I saw this. For those of you that are listening, it is a pink sign that says "Haunt You Later" in black with a bat, but also because my book is about being haunted. Okay. And so I like justified it, and then like I lost my mind and I was like, now I'm a Halloween girl because I got these like glass vials that have like, one of them has like a little bat on it and it looks like Valaris, and I know you don't know what that means, but like the Bat Boys in ACOTAR.
I was gonna say, is this
it's a book thing.
Okay, great.
And then I got one that says apothecary herbs and potions on it.
I love apothecary things.
And then I got a little white pumpkin that says boo. And then I got a little dog that's wearing a witch hat. And I was like, okay, I did literally just say I'm not a Halloween girl. I'm not decorating for Halloween. I'm like, I don't have jack-o'-lanterns yet, but like we could get there, but like I'm decorating for Halloween.
I actually have a little pumpkin that says "Boo y'all" on it.
I feel like
that's white pumpkin.
That's like the perfect blend of like fall and Halloween.
Exactly. So I love that. I think that that's perfect. The perfect amount of Halloween.
Girly Halloween.
I really do think that Target is the place where you go from being a cozy girly to a Halloween girly real quick.
So that lasted one episode because now I'm a Halloween girl.
I love that for you. Good job. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah. I
accept you being a Halloween girly.
Thank you so much.
You know what I did last night? I went and saw When Harry Met Sally on like a rooftop outside.
I saw that.
I had the best time, but they have all these movies that are playing.
And like that. I did that and saw Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, that's so cool.
Town.
Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, like Practical Magic is playing, which I mentioned in our last episode. So like, I mean, and then they have like spooky movies like Scream and
thank you.
Like, the spooky. But yeah, I think I'm going to go back. Brett's favorite movie is the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which of course is like very Halloween. He just got a tattoo of Frankenfurter on his calf.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like his favorite movie, or is that like his comfort movie? Because that feels like a interesting comfort movie. I feel like those are kind of different.
That's a great question. I'd have to ask him. I want to say it's both. It might be both, honestly.
What a wild time.
I know, genuinely. I think it's both. I'm going to ask him when I see him later, but we're definitely going to go to see that because it's the perfect time to, I mean, like any time is a good time to watch that movie, but specifically during spooky season, when we were just friends.
LOL.
Friends. One of the things we did on, I think it was probably Halloween weekend. I don't think it was Halloween proper, but we sat down and watched that, and I had never seen it, and he was so excited to show it to me because
did you do the little on your forehead?
What little on my forehead?
You're like a Rocky Horror Picture Show virgin.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I should have though. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, just the two of you.
Yeah, and just me.
I love when someone fully commits to a bit by themselves, though. That's the best.
Oh, yeah. It was funny because he was like doing the dances that you do. It's like, you know,
Stop.
You do the time warp in the living room. He stood up and I was like,
Nice.
no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that with you, but I hope you have a good time.
Yeah. No, but that kind of feels like you found each other because like it's like obviously you have something that is like that because we have a whole podcast dedicated to it. So like there's literally no judgment when someone goes like full send into something that they love because it's like I made a job out of that.
Yeah. No, I fully love it.
Yeah.
But last night I got to see When Harry Met Sally, and it was like the perfect introduction to comfy cozy season. I said last week that I think it's like the perfect comfy cozy movie. I didn't see if they had You Got Mail on there because that's another comfy cozy rom-com, but I have to go through and look again.
There's something about watching it though, like on a rooftop in New York City, watching When Harry Met Sally, that's just like such a vibe. That's how I feel about, because when this episode airs, I will have, last week I'll have been to Connecticut with you, but I have not yet gone.
Yeah.
I kind of like want to watch an episode of Gilmore Girls while we're there because I'm like, I have to watch Gilmore Girls in Connecticut. Like
we totally can.
Feels like such a vibe because
I have to say, if we watch it with my grandma and I started to watch it during the pandemic together. We didn't make it past, I think, like episode 7 because my grandma is a classic grandma. And she was just like, why is she not respecting her mother? Why didn't she listen to her mom? Like about Lorelai. And I'm like,
yeah. You're like, that's the plot of the show.
And then you know what? Honestly, what I loved about it was she was so brutally honest with me. I said, do you want to watch another episode? No, I don't really like this show. I was like, okay, thanks, Grandma.
All right, okay. Next one. New grandma.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Honestly, I love, that's why I can't wait to get old so that I can be just like brutally unfiltered honest. I could probably do it now, but I'd lose a lot of my friends.
Well, we could do it here.
We could.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like old people, they just have no filter. They're like, what do I have to lose at this point? I'm 92, you know?
We could all live like that. We could all learn to live like that, but
it's true. Anyway, so I just don't know if when we watch it with my grandma, she's going to have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Should I bring her on the pod?
Well, we have a lot to say, so
that's
no
true.
Judgment there.
Yeah, that's true. But watching an episode of Gilmore Girls in Connecticut, so on brand.
Because when this episode airs, we'll have been to FanFest too, and we have not yet been, but I'm really excited to go, and I'm hopefully you met some of y'all.
I know. I'm really excited to go. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is our first FanFest, both of us. So we don't really know what to expect.
I know. I've made friendship bracelets and I'm like, I don't know, like the Venn diagram of like FanFest people who like are in the Taylor Swift culture of like passing out friendship bracelets, but they all say like Gilmore Girls sayings. Like I made an ice cream queen one. I made one that says FINE. That's hard because it's like you can't say it in a bracelet. You have to like say it out loud. I made some Team Jess, Team Logan.
I love
Why'd you drop out of Yale?
I love it.
So yeah. So I'm excited.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. Yeah. We're going to have a good time. It's just, it's hard because I feel like we've obviously connected with a lot of Gilmore Girls fans, but we don't know who we've connected with as far as like Gilmore Girls FanFest fans. So I don't know. Like last week, Haley was asking me about the bracelets. She's like, what should I put on some of these bracelets? We got all these suggestions. And I was like, I don't know, because I'm not sure if they're going to be like, yes, bracelets, we love this, or they're like, get away from me.
No, I feel like everyone's gonna be really nice. I'm really excited to. I'm like to the point of like we have met a lot of people. We haven't met a lot of people in person. Like we've never been like to like an event with like a bunch of Gilmore Girls fans. Because we do want to have a live event, but this is just more of like a Gilmore Girls-y thing. And so I'm excited to like go meet other fans, even if it's people who like don't listen to the pod, because it's like very clear that we have something that we absolutely adore in common. Yeah. And speaking of something that we absolutely adore, it's turning 23 this week.
I know. I can't believe it. I also can't believe that like this is our second anniversary episode.
I know.
Last year we did an anniversary episode and I just am like, wow, here we are again. 23.
What did we do for that one? Did we play
I just
games?
remember that it was called 22 is the anniversariest number, but I don't remember what exactly we did.
We did talk about that a little bit. We were like, does it make sense to say anniversariest? And we were like, yeah, we make the rules.
Why not? I say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly we did. We probably should have
listen before we came on here. No, I think we played games because I think that was the end where I was trying to guess the first lines in that quiz thing.
Sporkle, yes.
Yeah. The one that doesn't work very well.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, you're totally right.
So we were actually having a hard time what we wanted to do because like we had one last year and we were trying to figure it out between the two of us and we were like, what are we doing? We have thousands of besties who can like tell us what they want. We had some people give us some suggestions and we found one, like someone recommended one that we like absolutely loved, which because Gilmore Girls is turning 23, we both came up with a long list of life lessons that Gilmore Girls has taught us. Some of them are very genuine and very heartfelt. Some of them, maybe not so much.
Some of them are a little bit of a continuation of the roast of Lorelai Gilmore.
A little bit.
Or the roast of Rory Gilmore.
In the opposite of like the last episode where we had the bucket list and we came together beforehand and really had a lot of thought into what we were going to say. Today, we're doing the exact opposite and we have two separate lists that we're going to come together and try and come up with 23 based on ours. But I made a list of 30 because I just genuinely couldn't stop. I couldn't stop doing it.
I'm so excited to hear what you have to say. I got a cup of coffee this morning, per usual, went for my walk in the park, and then I sat on my bench. I call it my bench. It's dedicated to somebody else.
I love when you have like a little thoughtful moment. It feels very like Winnie the Pooh, like thinking spot where he's just like, think. Yeah. That's what, like, whenever you like go get your coffee, that's what that reminds me of.
That's fully me. It totally is. That's me sitting on my bench just being like, what should I think about today? Let me ponder a little bit.
Exactly.
But I sat on my bench today and I came up with, I have 23, I think I counted correctly. But I was so excited as I was writing them to know if we had any of the same.
Me too. As I was writing them, I was like, oh, I wonder what Tara's writing.
I know.
It was like a fun, exciting thing. We both talked about before we got on that we were like so excited for this because like these are the ones that are so much fun for us because we're like, what did she say? Ha ha ha. And at the end we asked our besties on our Instagram story. So we'll read off some of theirs if they weren't ones that we mentioned because we already got a lot of answers for that.
I know, which I didn't even look at them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And like I did it after I went through mine and I was like, oh, I should have done that one. That one's great. But we'll get there.
Can't win them all. All right. Yeah. Well, why don't you tell me your first one first? You go first.
My first one. Okay. I have it on my iPad. So if I'm looking down, it's because I have my little notes.
It's because you don't like us.
I just feel like when you're watching a video of someone and their eyes go elsewhere, you're like, what are they looking at?
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at my little iPad. So my first one is your dreams can take shape at 32 or like later in life.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I had something similar that, let me find it. I said your future will not always play out the way that you or those around you envisioned it.
Yeah. Because I think that it's like, especially I think that's what we forget about with Lorelai. And it's really a full circle moment from the revival because like Lorelai, like when she's like, I guess 33 in season 2, when she was like, let's do this. Let's start the inn. Let's open the inn. And, a lot of people in their 20s are like, what am I going to do with my life? And it's like, Lorelai spent it like working at the Independence Inn. And then in her 30s, she like reimagined her life and opened her own inn. Like you don't have to have your life figured out at 25.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I feel like that's kind of where Rory ended up a little bit, where she like switched to like being a writer. And now is like she spent her whole 20s working on something else. And now she's changing a little bit at 32.
Oh, I really love that. Okay. The other thing that I want us to do is kind of like find a way to blend some of ours together so that we can come up with a collective list of 23.
Yeah.
Because I do have a feeling that we have a lot of similar ones, but of course, if they're like vastly different or something that we forgot about, I want them to stand on their own. But this one really fell in line with like, I was trying to rack my brain on specifically Rory because I feel like she's under a lot of scrutiny as a character that people are like, wow, she really didn't live up to her potential. And I get it to a certain extent. More on that later, but I think that there needs to be some level of guidance to kids, especially kids who are super smart, to understand that they don't necessarily have to see every single expectation that either they set for themselves, their parents set for them through in order to be deemed successful. And one of my life lessons that I put down is everyone's measuring success with a different yardstick.
Yeah. And I think that one can stand on its own.
I think so too.
Because I think that's true of like every single character. Because like with Luke, it was just like opening a diner and having a diner and finding his girl. But with Paris, it was like being valedictorian, and then that didn't work out for her, but it all ended up fine. And with Rory, it was like if she doesn't know exactly what she wanted to do, she's lost and she can't like do that. So I think I think it's really good for like our younger listeners to hear too. It's like, stop the comparison because everyone's success is different.
Totally.
I like it. Yeah.
That's even hard to do when you're 31 going on 32.
I know.
It's so challenging.
You're about to turn the Lorelai Gilmore birthday.
My Lorelai Gilmore birthday, which I think I mentioned is also my Sally Albright birthday from When Harry Met Sally, because she's 31 when we meet her in like in present time, because you go through like a different phase of her life, like for the first like 30 minutes or so of the movie. And yeah, I'm just so excited for it. The fact that they coincide. Oh, it's going to be so good. Anyway, so the first one that I wrote down was not every guy has to be the guy, which is literally straight from Lorelai Gilmore's mouth. She says that to Rory. And I think that that's such an important lesson, because I think especially when you're younger, you're like, oh my God, this is the guy because it's a guy. And some people, I think, especially when it comes to Rory, but this is also applicable to Lorelai, like some guys are meant for that chapter of your life. Matt Zuckery, I think, has an interview where he's asked what team he's on. And he says, like, I think every boyfriend was perfect for where Rory was at in her journey.
Yeah. Totally agree, Matt.
I do agree. I do agree. Yeah. I mean, obviously I root for one specific person
that
in
one
particular.
Oh my God, I would love to have him on.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. But it's just one of those things where I do feel like you have to accept that not every guy or girl is going to be the guy or person, which I love.
No, I like that. I don't think I have one that's like exactly like that.
The next one that I had was you don't always have to fancy yourself Wonder Woman. You can want the whole package.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
She says that's when she says it. That's when she's Mimi, right?
When she's Mimi at the diner, yeah.
Yeah.
What an interesting way to phrase that. That's when she's Mimi, right? That's when she's portraying the world of Mimi.
Yeah. That's when she walks into the diner and sits down and she's just talking about how she's very independent, but she wants someone in her life. And I love that. I love when people own up to that, because that's what we need in our life. We need people around us.
Yeah, because independence is so important.
Yeah.
But I think that accepting, like she says something similar to Luke when she's having that breakdown in The Incredible Singing Lorelai's, when she's like, you know, sometimes I really just wish I had a partner to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Little did she know.
He was right there.
Just give it a few more episodes, babe.
Exactly.
Did you have anything like that?
I didn't know, but my next one is indulge in what you love. Because I feel like that's what they do. They like, you know, when they have movie nights, it's very indulgent. Like they have lots of Pop-Tarts. They don't like deprive themselves of like coffee or like pumpkin pancakes. It's like if they want something, they're going to get it. And it doesn't have to just be food. It's kind of like anything that they like. They very much indulge in what they love. And I think that's true of all the characters. If like there's something that they adore, they're
running towards it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
The next one on my list, which kind of goes hand in hand with someone running towards what they love, is, and I don't know if I'm like totally in love with this. This is kind of rough draft. You must eventually take your life out from underneath the floorboards.
Ooh, I like that.
Like you can't hide under the floorboards forever, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Because with Lane, it's like, you know, I just wonder how long she would have lived her life that way had Mrs. Kim not found everything in season 4, you know? And so I feel like it's like you must eventually unpack your life from the floorboards. You must eventually like step into your light.
Yeah, I have one that's kind of similar. But it's like having to do with Lane, which is don't let anyone shame you out of what you love. Like I think that kind of goes hand in hand just a little bit, because it's like
I think that goes hand in hand more with indulge in what you love.
Because it's like it's a thing of like she loved this thing, and even though Mrs. Kim was like trying to like, she didn't recognize that this was something that she loved, but it felt like she was suffocating it out of her without knowing what it was that she loved so much,
Yeah.
but she had to step into her truth.
So is it like you have to step out from under the floorboards and into your light? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the best...
into your truth. Live your truth.
Live your truth. You can't keep everything you love under the floorboards. Because you can keep some things you love under the floorboards. I don't know.
Some things can be a little secret.
A little bit of a secret. You don't have to tell us everything.
That's what we learned from Rory in the revival.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 3, always carry a book. Very easy.
Okay. Always carry a book.
Yeah, Rory's always doing that. She does it. She talks about it in Rory's dance afterwards because she has her bag and she has a book in it.
I'm trying to think of how that works for people who don't read. It doesn't have to be applicable to everyone.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like a lot of these won't be applicable to everyone. It's just what I pulled from it, I guess.
That's true. No, that's totally true. The next one I have, like speaking to the season 1 of it all, is wallow with a bunch of exclamation points after it.
Yeah. Feel your feelings.
Feel your feels, right?
You know that Lorelai does.
Yeah.
I feel like Rory not so much, but like she definitely encourages her to. Like Rory was wallowing after Jess.
No, she didn't do that. But I think that Lorelai kind of encouraged her to. She was like, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk about this?" No.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
On that note, I wrote, you shouldn't always run from your problems, but if you do it with a road trip with your best friend or a trip to Europe.
I love, either one. Just go on a little trip. My next one, bagels stay in your intestines for years.
Ain't that it?
Yeah. That is not true, but I did learn that.
My next one is sometimes your parental figure isn't your parent.
That's a really good one. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes your emotional support of your life doesn't come from inside your home. I love that. That's a good one. I said that your mom can be your best friend, and with that, like your social circle doesn't have to be big. Like it can be, just like small.
Oh, I love that. Your social circle doesn't have to be big.
Yeah, it can be just like the comfy, cozy people around you. Yeah. And it can include your mom. Like your mom can be your best friend. Because I think that was something like growing up that like you kind of see that, especially like, I guess like with like our age, because we kind of like came of age with social media, like with Facebook and with Instagram, like through our teenage life. So it was like we were being introduced to the concept of FOMO because we were seeing people who had like these big friend groups, or like they were going off and doing like these crazy things in big groups together.
Totally.
And it kind of gives you that feeling of like a little bit of loneliness because you're like, I don't have that, or like if that's not something that you do, and so you're like, oh, I don't have a lot of friends, like that sort of thing. But I feel like with the show, it's like it really teaches you that like you don't need that many people. It's just the people that like more of like a strong connection with a few people is just as important.
That's okay. Yeah. No, I totally agree. The next one I have, which you all saw coming, is the nice guy isn't always the good guy.
Fair. Very fair. We did see that coming. I don't know. I didn't expect it. I didn't write that down, but like I should have.
Well, can I tell you what like my my other one about this situation is? Maybe
What?
double check that your ex-boyfriend is actually getting divorced before you sleep with him.
I don't know. I did go drink right when you said that because I was about to spit it out. No, that's perfect. It's perfect.
I mean, girl.
Because my one that kind of relates to that is your boyfriend will always be your boyfriend even if he's in another relationship.
Is that a life lesson though?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Rory taught us.
I guess. That's true.
I didn't say they all had to be good. We didn't say the best, like the most positive life lesson.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair. Do we want to include
Do we want to include that?
To that, I have don't marry someone if you don't want to try on your wedding dress every night, or if you're in love with somebody else.
That's very good. That's very good advice, actually.
Because it's applicable to like Lorelai almost marrying Max, Dean marrying Lindsay.
Did Dean want to try on his wedding dress every night?
Oh, I wonder if he did. I don't know.
I don't think so. Especially not if the night before he's saying that he loves Rory Gilmore.
That's true. But like Lorelai married Chris and like arguably still had feelings for Luke, or at least like unresolved issues with Luke.
Definitely still had feelings for him.
And to that end, I didn't write this down, but I thought about it and I completely like it was like boop right into my brain, right out of my brain. Something along the lines of like running back to what's comfortable.
Yeah.
Don't run back to what's comfortable just because it's comfortable. Because I think that's applicable to Rory and Dean, Lorelai and Chris always, Lorelai and Max.
Yeah. Logan and his bridesmaids.
Yeah. How do we want to phrase that? Just because somebody feels comfortable doesn't mean that they're right for you.
Yeah, just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's right.
Because that's also applicable to Rory and Dean the early years before Rory and Jess the early years.
Yeah. So many instances. My next one is actually a piece of advice from Lorelai, which is if you're on stage in a skirt, keep your knees closed.
That was my last one. If you're in a skirt, keep your knees closed.
I was thinking about that because I was picking out my outfits for FanFest, and I like was gonna wear a skirt, but there was like a pants that was in the same pattern, and I was like, I'm gonna get the pants because I just don't want to have to worry about wearing a skirt on a stage.
You're in a skirt, keep your knees closed. Oh, I love that we both came up with that one.
I know. I feel like there's a couple of others that we probably both came up with, but
definitely.
Yeah. What's your next?
My next is the educational system is not for everyone.
That's a good one.
I'm wondering if we can make it a little more broad strokes.
I mean, I think that fits for a lot of characters. Or it's just like the traditional education path isn't for everyone. The traditional path isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
Because I think a good next one that I have is that you can love school. Like, and that just be you. Like, that's so like true of like Rory and like a lot of the kids at Chilton is just like, it's not bad to want to do well in school. It's not like, I don't know, like you can be a nerd, I guess, is like
there's
really
a stigma around that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can combine those. The traditional path is not for everyone. The traditional educational path is not for everyone, but you can love school.
Yeah. You can love school or you can hate it.
Yeah. To that, I also have, it's okay to take a break and it's okay to fail. Because I feel like with Rory, when she wanted to drop out of Yale, we've talked about this recently, like Lorelai, I don't think really gave her that agency. She gave her the agency to fail in the Deer Hunters, which I loved. Mm-hmm. She didn't fail, she got a D, but still, it was like, you know, this didn't work out.
Failed the paper.
Yeah. But she gave her that agency, and then when she wanted to step away, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm kind of like, what's the best advice that we could give? Like, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a step away, and it's okay to fail.
Yeah. I have one that says you're going to feel like a failure, and that's okay. Like, there's like, that's a completely okay way to feel, because it doesn't mean that you are a failure, but you are going to feel that way, and then you're going to get past it.
Yeah. Totally.
So I felt that way so many times, and
I have, and I will continue to.
Yeah, especially when you're like trying to do something new. And like with Rory, it wasn't necessarily something new. It was just that she felt like she wasn't good at it anymore. And at the advice of someone else, don't always take other people's advice.
Yeah, that was my next one. If someone tells you you don't have it, prove them wrong. Don't commit a felony.
That is great advice. Do not commit a felony after you get some bad feedback. Maybe, I don't know, just eat a pretzel.
Go home and wallow. That's also on the list.
I don't know why pretzel came to mind. Like soft pretzel.
I love a soft pretzel. You know I love a soft pretzel. That pretzel from Denver, I still have dreams about that pretzel, man.
I know. Yeah.
So good.
Maybe like eat a soft pretzel. Don't commit a felony.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like that's a good advice from the two of us. Our life lessons.
Exactly.
Life lessons
like that with Tara and Haley.
Yeah, we can do that at another time. I feel like one that kind of fits in with that is stealing a yacht won't result in too many consequences. I think it might if you did it, but like, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of suffering after that. She kind of just
does it go hand in hand maybe with like, I don't know, I'm trying to like combine that idea with the idea of like Rory and Jess crashing the car, but Jess got blamed for it. Rory is always the angel.
If someone sees you as an angel, you're always going to be an angel.
Once an angel, always an angel.
Always an angel. Wait, that one's perfect.
Once an angel.
Add it to the list. This is an angel on top of the Christmas tree, so now like she can't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
Including stealing a yacht.
Speaking to Logan though, one of the ones that I put on here is ask for what you want. You may get everything you want. Like when Rory approaches Logan and is like, listen, I'm a girlfriend girl. Like, I'm sorry. And she wasn't asking him to like get him to date her. She was like, I'm sharing this with you because this is just who I am. So maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it goes hand in hand with like stand in your truth.
Yeah. Don't let what you want pass you by. Step up and take it. Because like, I love you, you idiot kind of feels like similar to that a little bit. In the vein of Logan, always. People can live 100 years without really living for a minute. But if you climb up there with him, it'll be one less minute that you didn't live.
There you go.
Also, to go with that is like, if you jump off a 7-story scaffolding, your ankles will not be affected. How did their ankles not break?
That like, to me is still a giant mystery.
Yeah. Like canonically, Logan Huntsberger has really strong ankles.
Yeah.
Cause like that impact, something about that. I just feel like his shins should have broke through the front of his legs.
1000%.
So this one kind of I felt went hand in hand with another one. But dream big and then change your mind.
Oh, I love that.
Because like that's the thing is like Rory went to Harvard, or Rory wanted to go to Harvard, and that was like the whole thing for like 2.5 seasons. And then Yale came up and she was like, I'm gonna go into Yale now. So it's like, let yourself change your mind.
Okay.
The other one that was like the reverse of your mom can be your best friend is that your mom can be your worst enemy.
Yeah. I mean, that was something that I kind of didn't know how to include.
This one goes with always carry a book, but reading can be your personality. It can be your whole personality if you want it to be. That's true for Rory. It's true for Jess. You need not have anything else. And I took that to heart. I do like other things, but I'd say
yes,
big chunk of it is that.
Yeah.
My next one is don't just take posed photos at your wedding. Make sure the photographer is taking candid photos too.
Rory,
that was some excellent advice for a wedding.
That is some like B-level advice. I know everything about weddings.
Yeah.
Because I grew up going to weddings. Make sure you take candid photos.
I
don't give your 3-year-old the ring.
Like, yeah.
What? Girl, you Googled this.
I know, but I love when he's like my nephew's 5. First of all, who is his nephew? But second of all, like when he's like
I think
5
his nephew was 3.
Was he?
My nephew, he's 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. No.
I don't remember what it was, but it was like it was not the age range, and we're like, come on, Dean. But yeah, we talked about that a lot in our Patreon episode of the recap of that one. Of that's in Those Are Strings, right?
I think so.
Yeah. This one I feel like you'll like. You can change from a directionless kid to writing a book as an adult.
I do really like that one.
Which I feel like that goes hand in hand with like being able to change. You don't have to stay the same. But I felt like I needed to throw in a Jess one for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My next one is coffee is always a great idea. Even though I don't agree with that. There are some times where coffee is not a good idea, but that just feels like if we don't mention that, like, what is this list?
What are we doing?
Making?
Yeah. What is this podcast without coffee?
Yeah. Birthdays are a week long.
Oh, right.
I feel like that one is, of course. This one was kind of for Luke, but self-help is for everyone.
Love that.
Just feel like, maybe there's like altering views on therapy because like Jan from The Office, she was really great. Carrie Butler, on the other hand, she made therapy look like a joke. So I said self-help.
I will say my last one was everyone should have a good therapist.
Yeah. Oh, I have a really good therapist. I love my therapist.
I know you do. Hi, Raquel.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, like, if I don't think she doesn't listen to the podcast, but sometimes I wonder if she, like follows me just to check in on me.
Yeah. She's like, how's she doing?
Yeah. No, I love her so much. Cozy time is valuable. Like, it's like your cozy activities, which I feel like that was like what our whole last episode was about, was that the show is like so cozy, and that's why it's like Gilmore Girls Fall, because it's such a vibe. I'm really surprised that you didn't have this one, but if you're gonna throw your life away for a boy, he better have a motorcycle.
I almost wrote that down.
I felt like that one would have so been yours. I was sitting outside on the porch with my mom when I was making these, and I like told her what I was doing. And I was like, do you have any life lessons that you like immediately think of from Gilmore Girls? Because like, of course, there's no way that she has not like consumed it. I don't think she's ever sat down with me and like watched the full series, but there's like no way that she doesn't know all the characters and everything. Totally. But hers was say I love you when you get a Birkin bag from your boyfriend.
Kathy.
I know.
I love it.
I know. I like had to include that because I was like, what do you think? Because I was like coming up with a bunch of them and I was like kind of stuck for a second. And then when she said that, like my brain just like opened up and like really just like started throwing them out there. The other one is it's cul-de-sac. Like I had no idea that is how you pluralize cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac.
I love it.
Life is about the people around you, the people that you surround yourself with. And I actually think that goes like hand in hand with like your family doesn't have to, didn't you say one about like your family doesn't have to be your family? Am I making that up?
No, you aren't. I said sometimes your parental figure isn't your parent, but I think sometimes your family doesn't have to be blood related, like something to that effect.
I think that's where I was going with that. It's like the people that you surround yourself with is really going to be like how you live your life. And I think that's so true of like Stars Hollow and the little small town. I have like a mix of like quotes from the show and like, you know, like ideas that we have. The other one is things, I think that there's one that like this actually falls in line with is things might not happen exactly like you imagine, but they'll still work out. Because like with that one, I'm thinking of Paris because like she wanted to be valedictorian at Chilton so bad, but then she ended up going to law school and medical school and like ended up so successful and doing like more than what she imagined. But that's not necessarily how she saw it going at the time. I think that actually falls in line with Jess too. Is like I don't think Jess ever saw himself as like having a printing press and writing a book and that sort of thing. So I think that one kind of falls in line with some other ones that we have. I think that this one does too, is your ex is never a good idea. Like Maury. I mean, I guess that's true of Lorelai too. Like I'm thinking of like presenting Lorelai Gilmore when she kisses Chris, or I can't get started when she kisses Chris.
And also when she kisses
Partings
Chris
when she kisses Chris.
Season 6, yeah. You know, it's funny, I almost put this one in there, but I don't know, when Lorelai and Luke get back together at the end of the series, it's like, how do you justify that? You know? Yeah. Your ex is never a good idea, but sometimes it is. Like,
but sometimes it is.
You know?
Yeah. It's more of your bad ex. Like your ex that you clearly should not be with. I feel like that's like Chris and Dean is really where that falls. Like in the same line of like don't cross state lines to kiss a boy. Rory Gilmore. I have two more, and one of them is like loving pop culture doesn't mean that you're vapid, because I feel like a lot of people, like if you're keeping up with things and like, you know, like right now it's like the Taylor Swift, Sophie Turner is kind of like the moment. And I think that the show is like, even if it's not current pop culture, it's like they're watching movies or listening to music. And like, I feel like a lot of the times if like you're a fangirl, you're kind of seen as vapid. And I feel like them being big fans of things is maybe seen as a positive thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's why I'm always confused when people send me mean messages when I talk about Taylor Swift on the podcast. And it's like, I don't think that the Gilmore Girls would necessarily listen, but like, we're going to talk about pop culture.
Well, I think that also falls into like, indulge in what you love.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, indulge in what you love. Food, pop culture.
Yeah, exactly. My last one that I have on my list is prostitutes have 2 glasses of wine at lunch.
I love it.
I never knew that. But
I'd like to amend it. Only prostitutes that have 2 glasses of wine at lunch.
Thank you so much for changing, like for making it more accurate. Richard Gilmore would be very proud of you for remembering. But that's that's my list that I came up with. I feel like there's so many more. I feel like I could have gone on forever.
We could have gone on forever about this, but I do want to narrow it down to 23.
Let's do it.
I think that some of these we could probably combine, or we could like alter a little bit of the language to be more inclusive. Okay. So your dreams can take shape at 32. I love the way that stands on its own.
I like that.
Okay, so that's number 1.
Number 1. Great.
Number 2 is everyone's measuring success with a different yardstick.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Number 3 is not every guy has to be the guy.
Right.
Number 4 is you don't always have to fancy yourself Wonder Woman. You can want the whole package.
Good. You also, I feel like there's like a reverse of that too, of like you don't have to do everything, but I don't know necessarily that this is the show that taught you that. The show kind of taught you that you can do everything.
Yeah, this show encourages you, especially as a woman, to be okay with doing everything.
Yeah.
Indulge in what you love, food, music, pop culture.
Yeah.
Number 6 is you can't keep everything you love under the floorboards.
I love that. Like at some point you have to like step into your truth, because I feel like that's true as you get older, because I know that we've talked about this before, where it's like I feel more like a teenager now than I did when I was a teenager, because I feel like I'm just like allowed to like love everything I love now, and my life's out from under the floorboards.
Yeah, that's true. The next one is always carry a book. Reading can be your personality.
Yep, that's true. Look, I have a book with me right now.
There she is.
It's open. I was reading it before we got on.
Number 8 is wallow.
Very good. I love to wallow.
Yeah, I know you do.
Just so nice. I love to feel my feelings.
I usually love to feel my feelings too, but I will say like in my 20s, especially, I avoided a lot of my feelings.
Oh my gosh, I didn't want any feelings then. But now I'm like, love it. Let's make a bracelet. Feel my feelings.
Number 9 is you shouldn't always run from your problems, but if you do it with a road trip with your best friend or a trip to Europe.
I love it. Oh my God.
Or a free trip to Europe.
That's what we should do next time we have a problem. We'll just go to Europe. Gilmore to Europe.
Gilmore to Europe. I love that. Number 10 is bagels stay in your intestines for years.
Yeah. It's not true, but I did learn this on the show.
But I did believe it for a very long time.
Yeah.
Number 11 is sometimes your family isn't blood related.
Yes, I love that one. It feels so like, it reminds me of what you were talking about, like Brett with like Friendsgiving, where it's just like, it's the community that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, no, he very much refers to his friends as his family.
Yeah, and I love that.
Even though he is so close with
that's
his
what I mean. But that's the thing is like,
family.
Yeah, Lorelai and Rory, family, so close, but they have like Suki and like, you know, Jackson, Luke,
Babette, Maury, like,
Patty. Patty.
Totally.
Kirk on the fringe.
The next one is number 12. Your social circle doesn't have to be that big, and it can include your mom.
Yeah, I love that. I hope my mom is listening.
Yeah, same. My social circle includes my mom. I talk to her every day. Number 13.
My mom, so she's obviously in my social circle.
Clearly. Number 13 is the nice guy isn't always the good guy.
Yeah. Sometimes he's wearing a cape because he's a little evil.
He's a little bit evil.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you see Still in Stars Hollow's
reel? Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my God.
About putting creepy music behind
I love her. Her name is also Haley. And I just like her content. I love her so much. But she made an edit of Dean as if it was like a horror movie. And he was everything. Like, because it's like when he said, I've been watching you. And this like music comes on. Oh my God. We'll have to share it on our story.
Sets the stage.
Yeah.
Like it really sets the tone.
Because the things that he's saying,
music behind him, and it's set up to be like a horror movie.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We're going to share it on our story so that you guys can watch it, because oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Oh my God. Okay. Number 14 is your boyfriend will always be your boyfriend, even if he's in another relationship.
Yep. Is that good advice? No, but that's not what we said we were doing here.
No, we said we were doing 23 life lessons that Gilmore Girls taught us.
Yeah. And if you wanted good advice, we'll have to do that some other time.
That's a whole different list.
That's a different episode.
Number 15 is just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's right.
Yes, I love that. Like there's so many times when I'm like leaning into like the comfortable thing. Because I don't want to feel the scary feelings. Mm-hmm. Like that was like me trying to write a book. I was like, I'm not going to do it because it feels hard and I don't want to do it and it's scary. Yeah. But I was like, the comfortable version is to not. But I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say that I think that this next one could go into just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
Don't marry someone if you don't want to try on your wedding dress every night or if you're in love with someone else.
I feel like that can be like a subcategory of that one.
Okay.
I just love the idea of like, did Dean try on his wedding dress? Did Luke try on his wedding dress before he married Nicole?
Oh my God.
I don't think so.
Another one that's like, just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah. Was that comfortable?
I don't know.
Or was like just
it was uncomfortable for me.
Just because Lorelai's in a relationship doesn't mean that you have to abandon yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
And go see Hairspray.
And go see Hairspray. Oh my God. The next one is you're in a skirt, keep your knees closed. Love
yes.
it.
Oh my
That's
God.
number 16.
That's literally all I could think about when I was shopping for FanFest was I was like, oh, no skirts. I got some cute plaid pants instead. I think you'll like them.
Perfect. The traditional educational path is not for everyone, but you can love school.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's like the main takeaway from this.
Yeah. Okay, we have 6 left.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like we have only 6 slots left. I feel like we're picking for like Bama Rush.
Oh my God, there's gonna be some sad lessons that don't make it.
Okay, because there are 16 left, so we have like 10 left over.
Okay.
You're going to feel like a failure.
Yeah, you will.
If someone tells you you don't have it, prove them wrong. Don't commit a felony.
Those can kind of go in hand. Like those can hold hands and skip down the street together.
We can hold hands and skip afterwards.
Speaking of my mom, she was the one that got me this cup. When I hit like, I think it was like 75,000 followers on TikTok, she got me this Gilmore Girly Girl cup.
Fun.
With the little pink Lukes on it.
Oh, I do love that. I remember when you got that.
Yeah, from some Etsy shop, but I love it.
So I have, when you feel like a failure or someone tells you you don't have it, prove them wrong. Don't commit a felony.
Yeah.
Don't. The next one I have is once an angel, always an angel. And I added to that, your elders may always see you as a child.
Ooh, that is so true.
Because I feel like Rory's grandparents and the town, even her mom, Luke, like they all see her as this little girl, you know?
Yeah.
What does Lorelai say to her in Say Something after the wedding? She's like, because to Luke, you're still, you know, running around ringing doorbells wearing like feathered angel's wings or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Or inviting everyone to like a fairies.
Something. It's like a butterflies tea party or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like a butterfly's funeral or something like.
A caterpillar's funeral.
Is that what it was?
It's a caterpillar's funeral. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to leave that one as it is for now because it is.
Okay.
I think it is important, but let's go through the others.
Yeah.
Don't let what you want pass you by. Step up and take it.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of goes in with when you feel like a failure or someone tells you you don't have it, prove them wrong. Don't commit a felony. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's leave it for now.
Okay.
People can live 100 years without living for a minute. I think that's
true. See, like sometimes though, when I hear that, like I love it so much, but I'm also like, I don't think of like jumping off a scaffolding as living. Like that's not my version of living. And I think that sometimes, you know, you can hear something like that and be like, oh, if I'm not doing big, exciting things, I'm not living. As someone who literally like I bring up my bracelets all the time because I like to sit in my bed, listen to my audiobooks, make my bracelets.
And have a silly goose time.
Yeah. And that's living to me.
Yeah, totally. I wonder if then, kind of speaking to that, dream big and then change your mind.
I felt like that one could fit into another one, but I wasn't sure. Because like I think that's the thing with Rory is like, feel comfortable changing your mind. Except if you're going to drop out of school. In which case, take some time to consider it.
Well, I wonder if it's like your dreams can take shape at 32, which I love how simple that is.
Yeah.
But
I think that kind of fall hand in hand.
Yeah. Do we want to add anything to that or?
Yeah, I think maybe just to that one. Your dreams can take shape at 32.
Get comfortable dreaming big and changing your mind.
Yeah. Like I feel like a subcategory of your dreams can take shape.
Yeah. Coffee is always a great idea.
Yeah, we can't not include that one. Everyone will yell at us.
I know.
I love when people yell at us, though.
Me too.
I love how passionate you guys are.
I know. Birthdays last a whole week.
That's so very Gilmore.
It is very Gilmore.
That's the problem, is like some of these won't make the cut, but
I know. Well, the next one I think is super important. Self-help is for everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone should have a good therapist.
I think
Lord knows those Gilmore Girls needed it.
I was about to say, maybe it's like less of like something we learned from the show and more of like, whoa, these people need someone to talk to.
Correct. If you're going to throw your life away for a boy, he better have a motorcycle.
Of course. But that one is like in all caps because she's yelling it.
Sure. Next one is cozy time is important.
Yeah.
Then say I love you when you get a Birkin bag from your boyfriend. It's cul-de-sac. Things don't always work out the way that you planned. Your ex is never a good idea. And only prostitutes have 2 glasses of wine at lunch.
Oh my gosh. I think that we can cut cul-de-sac, even though that was like a very important life lesson that I learned from the show. But we can only do 23 because it's the 23rd anniversary. At the 30th anniversary, we can be more expansive.
Yeah, we'll see you then. I'm trying to think because there are so many good ones.
We can have 23 and then we can have honorable mentions, I think.
Okay. Do you want to take some of these quotes from the show and make them honorable mentions? Like bagels stay in your intestines for years. I would vote to have an honorable mention.
Let's make that an honorable mention. Yeah. I think cul-de-sac can be an honorable mention as well.
Great.
Even though it's very important.
Birthdays last a whole week, I think, can be an honorable mention.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of only prostitutes have 2 glasses of wine at lunch being the last one.
That has to be on the list, actually. That's really, that's vital.
It's the law.
Yeah. Richard Gilmore said it, so. How many do we have?
We have 23, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more outside of that. But it's cul-de-sac, birthdays last a whole week, and bagels stay in your intestines for years. Those 3 we can.
Yeah.
So we have once an angel, always an angel. Your elders may always see you as a child. Don't let what you want pass you by. Step up and take it, which I think could go hand in hand with like indulge in what you love. You can't keep everything you love under the floorboards.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we necessarily need that.
Yeah, it kind of fits. It kind of fits in other places.
Say I love you when you get a Birkin bag from your boyfriend, I think can be an honorable mention.
I was about to say that. We have to keep it for Kathy, but it can be an honorable
course.
mention.
Cozy time is important.
We can make that one an honorable mention.
Yeah. I don't know. Things don't always work out the way you planned, I think is something that kind of falls under the category of like everybody's measuring success with a different yardstick.
Yeah.
And I think it also kind of falls in line with like your dreams can take shape at 32, get comfortable dreaming big and then changing your mind.
Yeah, I think so too.
Your ex is never a good idea.
I think that can fit into another one.
Your boyfriend will always be your boyfriend even if he's in another relationship. I think your ex is never a good idea. Together. I think that it can also fit in with like just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like just because it's familiar doesn't mean that it's a good idea to return to.
I kind of feel like the one about like your boyfriend is always your boyfriend even if he's in another relationship. I kind of feel like the truthful life lesson from that one is like your ex is never a good idea. Like if that one had like, it's kind of like the smoke screen of that one. Like when you peel it off, you're like, oh, actually, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, totally. Okay.
When you pull back the curtain, the truth is revealed.
Perfect. So we have 23. The honorable mentions are birthdays last a whole week. It's cul-de-sac. Bagels stay in your intestines for years. Cozy time is important. And say I love you when you get a Birkin bag from your boyfriend.
Perfect.
You know which one I was kind of mulling over and I didn't write it down because I didn't know how to like present this in a healthy way is like sometimes the mean girl needs a friend.
Yeah.
Kind of like Paris.
Or it's like you don't always know what's going on in someone's life. Like, or no, I think that the thing that we come to Rory with is like, even if someone's mean to you, Rory always treated Paris with like a sense of humanity. Like she was always,
it was one of those things I struggled with in being like, even if someone's mean to you, be nice to them because it's like sometimes no,
sometimes walk away from it.
Yeah.
But like Rory always met her like in the feels in high school at least. I don't know how to articulate that onto the list.
I don't either. But I think we have a pretty solid list.
No, yeah.
Obviously,
I think we've done a good
reserve
job.
the right to change our minds.
Well, that's on the list.
That's true. It is on the list.
Yeah.
But we're going to post this because I love putting a list together with you. It's one of my favorite things. I love ranking things.
We're in our list era right now.
We are in our list era.
We're in our bucket list.
Yeah. But did you want to read some of our responses from our besties?
Oh, I love this one. This is like one of like the most recent ones. Oh, actually the very first one listed here is cul-de-sac.
That's hilarious.
I love that. But this one
love that.
This one is from someone named Abigail. Things that were once scary will one day become familiar.
Ooh.
I love that because she put Chilton Yale in parentheses, but I really like that one.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Oh, these are so good. To take a good opportunity when presented, even if you didn't earn it. Thanks, Mitchum. Oh no, they actually wrote thanks, Mitchie.
Thanks, Mitchie. Oh, I love that.
Maria wrote to celebrate the little things. Love.
Oh.
Derry, you're gonna love this one. Taylor wrote, I'm just a baby is a valid excuse to do anything.
I'm just a baby. I have no money. I'm broke. Can you pay for me? Oh my God.
That is one thing we didn't like roast them quite as much as we could have in this list, but we only had 23.
Totally adding, I'm just a baby. Once an angel, always an angel.
Your first love doesn't have to be your last love. Love that.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand with like, not every guy is the guy.
Yeah. There's a lot of them about people writing things aren't as scary as they used to be, actually. But someone said that Gilmore Girls taught them that they could go to college and be a journalist. So like, I love that it's like kind of like inspiring people too. This one goes with the Wonder Woman one thing, is that women can be so many things. And I love that.
Oh, yes.
That I could be, Gilmore Girls taught me that I could be a fully independent, successful woman. That kind of goes hand in hand. Communication with your mother is key, which I think that's learned like sometimes when people keep secrets, but like communication is key. It's okay to have burnout. That's true. I think that maybe the way that she went about it was interesting. Oh, you'll love this one. Boys named Dean are red flags.
I love it.
Some of these are hilarious. Never roll a baby on the floor near a bed. Michelle and Davey.
Davey, I thought his name was Truman.
Dead.
I love the way he says that. Davey, I thought his name was Truman.
I love Michelle. Swans are dangerous.
Oh my God, they'll beak you.
Yeah. Someone wrote education isn't everything. Completely in line with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Be authentic and undeniably yourself. I think we have that one on here. So many people just wrote straight up, don't drop out of Yale. Like there's so many of those.
That's hilarious.
Being quippy is the ultimate form of fun.
So true.
Sleep with married men, truly the best thing. I would say that is not untrue that we learned here.
I was going to say that is something that was taught to us.
Yeah.
But
how deeply we can misunderstand our family members.
Ooh.
I think that one's a really good one. Someone said that Gilmore Girls helped them learn English and to talk faster. I love that. I love the idea of watching this show to like learn a new language.
Oh, but what a show to learn it with.
I know. You got to like really keep up really quick. It's 100% okay to be completely different from your family. Love that.
Wow, I love that too.
Another one is like it's okay to study and to be smart, which we like wrote.
It's
like,
okay to love school.
Yeah. We have failure is inevitable. Love that. I love that so many of these are like exactly in line with what ours were. Never settle. I think sometimes they settled a little bit. Wait, this is one of my favorite Emily Gilmore lines. When a woman gives birth to a crack baby, don't buy her a puppy.
When a woman gives birth to a crack baby, you don't buy her a puppy.
Love. Offensive, but love. Don't feel guilty for not saying I love you back.
Ooh.
Good.
I'm going to add that to say I love you when you get a Birkin bag from your boyfriend.
Yeah.
But don't feel guilty.
Men that own diners are hot.
Period.
That's the whole list. Someone said Gilmore Girls taught me to get involved with my community. I really like that one a lot.
Yeah, like get to know your neighbors.
Someone said Gilmore Girls taught me to be delusional. They actually wrote Delulu, but I didn't know how like social media savvy all of our pals are. Someone wrote, keep your legs closed when you're keeping knees closed when you're wearing skirt on stage.
So, I mean, it's such a beautiful life lesson.
A lady never gets her own egg roll.
Oh, it's true. That's true. There are a lot of lessons in presenting your like Gilmore. A lady never rushes.
There's so many don't drop on our way out. Someone else wrote, don't eat bagels. I love that. School isn't everything. Someone wrote, just have a silly goose time. So love that.
Love that too.
I shouldn't own anything I'd be embarrassed to wear during a car accident. That one is so good.
Oh my God, it's going on the list.
Yeah. Someone said how to love pop culture. I love that. I love that. I just love that so many of these are falling in line. But like someone else said that bagels stick like glue in your intestines. Avoid Long Island iced tea.
Ooh.
Yeah. Your mom isn't perfect. She can be wrong too. I love that. Like that's my favorite thing about getting older is like realizing that your mom is a person and like she's not like a perfect angel person that like fell from the sky and like knows all.
No, it's
she's
true.
Very fallible.
That she is a person. Yeah, that is definitely one of the lessons that I learned on my own and also through Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. Don't date people named Chris or Dean. Love
Period.
it. Oh, I love this. You can buy a house if you work 11,000 jobs.
You can outbid someone on a house if you work 11,000 jobs.
Exactly.
Secretly.
Don't wear vintage heels to a 24-hour dance marathon.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So really what we should have done was instead of 23 lessons, we should have done 230 lessons because I just feel like we have so many.
There's so many more.
And they're all so good. It's so hard to narrow them down.
I know. I love never let a horse in the inn. These are just so good. Like a lot of them are the same. Someone said talk fast and always have a book with me. Men who read are the best. They were Team Jess, of course.
Correct.
Oh, it's never too late to give forgiveness to your parents. I love that. I love who wrote that. Luna. Love that.
Luna, you wrote that? Thank you.
Tara's cat is also named Luna. I don't
so
do people know that
much.
that's who you're referencing is not your roommate is not a person?
My roommate indeed has 4 legs.
I love that someone said that Gilmore Girls taught them to be the kind of mom that they wish they had growing up.
Wow.
That's really, I love that so much. Someone did do the motorcycle one if you're going to throw your life away. There's so many cul-de-sac ones. Someone said try things if they're out of your comfort zone. Comfort isn't always the best. Someone wrote how to be a better daughter. That's really good too. We got so many coffee, like always have a little Lorelai energy. This taught them to be themselves. If you say, I really love this. Luna wrote a second one. She just really smashed this. If you stay true to yourself, community will follow.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I was trying to find a good one to end on, but I feel like so many people wrote, don't always be like Rory. Don't be like Rory. Rory is not a role model. And it's just like, whoa, that's the life lesson you got from this?
I know, that's crazy.
Because the question that I asked on our story was, if you could pick your favorite life lesson you learned from Gilmore Girls, what would it be? And that is some people's favorite. It's not to be like Rory.
I know, which is so interesting because, you know, this week we're celebrating Gilmore Girls' birthday, but next week it's Rory Gilmore's birthday.
Yeah.
And what better way to celebrate than with a birthday party that we're calling Happy Birthday, Rory Gilmore.
Everybody hates you. And from this story response, it kind of seems kind of true.
And we'll have more to say on that in the next episode.